Hello and welcome to Focus. Again, we'll be speaking to a different youth worker who will be bringing a focus onto an area that they're excited about or something that's floating around in their mind. So today I'm with Matt. So if you'd like to introduce yourself and just some details, that would be great. Go for it.
Hi, as Martin said, my name's Matt. I'm married to Gemma. We have three children, three teenage children, 19, 18 and 14. And we live in South Leicestershire. For my job, I am CEO of Reality Youth Project based in Leicestershire. You can look us up online, and also Youth and Families Coordinator at Grace Foundation. So I spend a lot of my time kind of training and coaching and mentoring and writing and developing resources for young people, especially in secondary schools.
That's really cool. Almost feel, and a published author. We'll put that in there as well.
And a published author.
So today's theme that we're focusing on is loss. Would you be able to explain what this is in your understanding it, and how you see it's happening within the world that we're living in at the minute?
Absolutely. So over the last year, we've kind of all suffered loss. There's a phrase that's floating around quite often that says we're in the same storm but in different boats. And that for me is very much true. But one of the things that kind of ties us all together is we have all lost stuff in this season. We may have lost family and friends through death, through separation, through divorce. We may have lost family income, homes. We've lost our freedom, school, normality, physical contact, social life, hobbies, sport. We've lost many, many things, and it's been really, really tough, particularly for our young people. And it will end, of course. You know, the great news with the vaccine being rolled out. My in-laws had it yesterday, so I know it's a real thing. But actually, the long-term effects on us all are going to be with us for some time. And loss is one of those things that we're going to need to support our young people to grow through during the next weeks and months and years to come. But the thing is, we all experience loss in different ways. And one of the things that's really important to remember is there is no right or wrong way to go through loss. And it's kind of okay to feel the way we feel. It's okay not to be okay. But there are some common emotions that we feel when we experience loss of any kind. And I think understanding those emotions is a good place to start, because if we understand those emotions, there's more we can do to support our children and our young people, whether we're parents, whether we're teachers, whether we're youth workers, whether we're aunts, uncles, grandparents, whatever our relation is. Understanding is a great place to start. So there's five emotions I'm just going to mention. One is denial, just that whole, this isn't happening to me. The second one is anger, one that quite often young people are very good at doing. Anger's one. Depression is another. That's not necessarily clinical depression, that's just situational depression, where they're just really sad about something. And of course, the danger is they kind of trip into clinical depression if it's not met head on and dealt with early. Then there's the whole bargaining. There's trying to work out if things are open to change. Is there anything they can do to change the situation, to manipulate it to be okay again? And of course there isn't. But then finally there's that place of acceptance and hope. You know, coming to terms with what is happening, not getting over it, because I don't think you ever get over loss, but your life grows around loss. And coming to that place where you've accepted that it's happened, but you're able to look to the future with hope. And that's the place where we want our young people to get to.
Thank you, Matt. That's really helpful. What are some of the things that we can do to help support those that are feeling loss?
Okay. One of the bits of work that I'm very involved in is a project called Abundant Life. And it's a series of 4 courses that we deliver to young people in schools. And one of them is on loss. And we have a little tagline, I guess, that we talk about in every session that we use with young people. And we found it really helpful. It's big principle stuff, But the first thing that I think we can do to support young people feeling lost is to encourage them to be real, to be honest, to say it's rubbish. Young people, when they get to a certain age, are very good at saying absolutely nothing. I don't know if you've noticed this with your teenage children. There are some teenagers who just talk and talk and talk. I was speaking to a parent once who said, my teenager's 20 and I'm still waiting for him to go through the silent phase. He just will not shut up. But on the whole, they do have times where they just switch off from us. They don't communicate. But it's really important that they're honest, and they're honest about how they feel. And just as saying simple things to them, like, it must be really tough. It must be really difficult. How are you feeling about that? I know I'd feel really gutted. So my 18-year-old, he's had his 18th in lockdown. His long-term girlfriend of 4 years, they've spent very little time together during lockdown. They've kept very well to the rules. His driving test has been cancelled 3 times. And it's tough for him. But just saying to him, man, that must be really hard. How are you feeling about it? They might just go, okay, not bothered. But actually, just the fact you're opening that line of communication is really important, just to be honest. So I think that's the first one, just about being real. The second thing is, it is about time. Like I say, you don't ever get over loss. You learn to live with it. It becomes part of your life. It maybe is something that you go back to from time to time, but it's learning to live with it. And just saying to young people, like, it's okay to feel how you feel. It's okay to be in that space for time. Not kind of trying to rush them through to this place of acceptance and hope, but just saying to them, it will be better in time. Young people live in a very instant society where everything has to be instant, but actually getting over loss isn't instant. It does take time. And then the third thing is that talking about it. It honestly does help just to be able to talk about things and talk about stuff. Young people very often want to talk about it, but they don't always get the time and space to do it. But just creating that space where you can have that open dialogue is really, really important. I know that's difficult as a parent of teenagers myself, but if you can make that space just at bedtime, just having those conversations whenever it is, to see how they're doing, going out for a walk with them. There's one really cool little sort of tip, I guess, that I saw, that sometimes children and young people struggle to do that. They struggle to express their emotions. So they said, you could get 3 stones and you paint the 3 stones. One's red, one's amber, and one's green. And the child or young person can just put that stone by the kettle. So if they're feeling really rubbish, they might put a red stone by the kettle so that mum and dad see it. If they're kind of feeling okay, then, a yellow one. If they're feeling really good, a green one. And it just gives the parents a sense of where they're at. And if there is a red stone, they can go up to them and say, you put that by the kettle? Is there something you want to say? Do you want to talk about it? And it just gives you that kind of way in. It doesn't work with everyone, but it might work with some. So I think that they're the 3 things to kind of think about: helping the young people to be real, assuring them that it takes time. It's okay to feel how they feel, but it will get better in time, and to talk about it, to have those conversations about how they're feeling.
That's really cool. Thank you for sharing that. For those parents that feel that they want to learn some more information, is there any websites that you could recommend them to go and have a look at and just become a bit more informed?
Yeah, so if you do a Google search, you'll be bombarded by a whole load of websites. Lots of them are very good, but I've just got 3 really to recommend to you. So the first one is Young Minds. So youngminds.org.uk. It's got a huge wealth of advice for parents, for young people, and there's stuff in there for teachers as well, for schools. They are the experts when it comes to mental health and well-being for young people. Really, really good. they've literally got a whole A to Z of different conditions, like anxiety and depression, and loss is one of them, self-esteem, self-harm, and just little things that young people can do to support themselves, and also that parents and carers and teachers can do to support them. So please do go to that. That's a great website. The second one is called At a Loss, so ataloss.org. They've got lots of support and resources. They've got ways that you can get in touch with people, to talk to people. There's some like little resources you can buy that might be helpful. So At a Loss are great people. And the last one is the Koko Story, K-O-K-O Story. If you put that in, it will mainly come up with the gorilla. So there is a gorilla called Koko. However, it's not that you should be looking at. They're actually part of the Girls Brigade, this particular project. However, it's not at all just for girls. But there are loads of videos on lots of different subjects, and there's about 3 or 4 that link quite closely to loss. So they haven't got their own website now, so you can either access it through the Girls Brigade website, but they're also on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. And they've got these videos, but it's also like a forum for young people to kind of share their thoughts and how they're feeling. So they would be the 3 places that I'd say tell people to go initially, and hopefully you'll be able to find what you need there.
Yeah, thank you very much, Matt, for sharing that. I found it really useful. I hope you parents watching have as well. Found it encouraging and inspiring. We'll be doing another video next week. So for now, God bless and see you soon. Bye.